Hello and welcome back to a new video. Today I have something a little more different than usual, and I had a company named Shimbol, I think is how you say it, reached out about doing a product review and doing a video over a product, and they sent it to me for free, and they're not telling me what I need to say other than like the basics on what it is and the price. So to start out, they sent me the TP Mini. The TP Mini is a wireless transmitter and receiver. So you could see over here, so you can see in the background, I have this camera set up over here, and that is wirelessly transmitted with this receiver from here. So my camera has one, it's hooked up through the HDMI, and it is wirelessly transmitting the signal of the video over to this monitor, which you could have the monitor a lot further away than where I have this, but that allows you to be able to set up, like, ideally I would set this up over behind the R6, like over there on my messy little bench, and that would allow me to see what my framing is, or allow someone with the external monitor to see the framing as maybe I'm moving around with a gimbal, or just anybody else to see what I am shooting, or to make it easier for me to frame up my shot if I wanted to set that monitor up behind the camera and I could see my framing the whole time. Like right now I am blind, I don't have another setup to see. Normally I would flip my little monitor on the camera around so I can see my framing, but now I could set it up, look on a bigger screen, and be able to monitor that if I set up behind the camera or if somebody else was using it. And so far it's worked flawlessly. So the coolest thing about these is they are battery powered. So I have a battery on the back, just generic batteries, and so far they are working flawlessly. The camera hasn't flickered or nothing. And the cool thing is you could see all your settings on the screen still, and you could control the camera. It does black out the monitor on the back of the R6 since I'm plugged into the HDMI, but as you can see, this is battery powered as well, and you can power this off of a like a battery bank with a USB-C plug. These do come with a USB-C cable, so you can plug them in and run them off a battery pack. So I'm going to get into some details about these, about this. So let's cut back to the R6 and I will get to those details. So some of the details on their website, it is under $90 and it is sold at B&H if you use B&H, or you could probably order it straight through their website. Also, it is said, if you could see the line of sight, if the transmitter and the receiver can see each other, or aren't blocked by a bunch of walls, you can get up to 600 feet of wireless transmission. So you can have the monitor pretty far away, as long as you have line of sight from the transmitter to the receiver. Some people might ask about the latency. There is a 70 millisecond latency on the transmission, so I don't know if you would see much of a difference. It's pretty fast. It's pretty fast on the delay. There's not much, there's not much delay. It's pretty quick, to be honest, so that's really cool to see. Let's look at a couple more of these settings. Has an OLED display on the side, which shows the wireless signal strength. I will show you guys that. All right, so you can see the strength there. So we're full strength because we are literally 10 feet away from each other. So that is nice. Let's see what else we got here. Antennas are built in, so they are compact, easy to install and transport. One thing I will say is I had to get my own hot shoe mount, which I have this one that I use for POV sports photography. So this small rig hot shoe screwed right into the bottom of the transmitter, and then obviously over here I don't have one, it's just sitting, but you could initially take like a tripod like this and just screw it in if you wanted to sit the transmitter on something if you didn't have some way of attaching it to your external monitor. But if you have an external monitor, say it's handheld with a cage on it, you could get another hot shoe mount like I have on the camera and just mount it straight to it. And so when you're holding it, the receiver is right there with you. But overall, I would say this is a very, very good option if you were trying to get into either YouTube or maybe shoot a short film or just shoot video in general, and you want to have someone, you know, if they're trying to check focus and just make sure your framing's correct, or if you just want to be able to set up another monitor behind your camera to make sure your framing's good when you're shooting for yourself. For under 90 bucks, this is a huge option for someone that's getting into YouTube, and something I will love to use now that I'm going to be moving pretty soon. I'm going to have a new office set up. I'm going to try to set up a proper lit set to shoot my videos with, and this is going to come in awesome when I am trying to set up my framing, so I don't have to use the tiny little screen on my Canon R6, but I could set up the external monitor back behind the camera and set up my framing. So with that said, if you have any more questions, put them down in the comments below, and I will have links to this on B&H and on their personal website. And with that said, I will see you all next time.